my question more so right now is gonna be because I'm having a hard time with my family. And
You too, huh?
big, yeah, really hard time with my family. It was after the Charlie Kirk incident. I don't know if you, Dan, or you, Sean, or even Mark. I know Mark is pretty balanced. He can go either way. But after the Charlie Kirk incident, I had posted something on my Facebook, and I don't post. I don't. I rarely post on Facebook. I post if anything, I post on X, like reposts and stuff like that. But I do not post on my Facebook. But I was, I was, it affected me in a way because I listened to Charlie Kirk. I listened to those people, and 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 so I made a post. Anyways, I'm going far off. I made a post, and it was just everything that you guys maybe talk about on here. The way they responded, and the way that the right leaning media portrays the Democrats, as far as like how they reacted, it's exactly how they reacted. You know, what about Melissa Hortman, and then talking about he's a homophobic, he's a xenophobic. I mean, just attacked me on this post. I didn't say anything. I didn't want to reply because I don't believe
Yeah,
in
you don't have to keep going.
no, and I'm not gonna argue with my family on the social media post. I think that's really tacky. But anyways, that happened, and ever since then, it was my cousin and my sister. My cousin unfriended me. My sister said the horrible things about Charlie Kirk, like just first of all, they were false, and, taking quotes out of context, that sort of thing. But just overall, it has really driven our relationship back into the ground. And like, I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know how you guys handle it.
Yeah.
And
Rebecca, great topic, and we'll let Dan first and then Sean, but quickly tell everybody that the Supreme Court just has declined to hear Maxwell's appeal, Ghislaine Maxwell's appeal, and they did it with an unsigned order, so we don't know what the divide was. But the administration had urged them not to get involved, and now if she wants any sort of relief, she's going to be more reliant, of course, on any sort of clemency from the president. But that was expected to come down in the first day, and it did. Dan, thoughts on Rebecca, Well,
Mm.
her family Rebecca, I feel your situation? pain because I have the same exact situation. I have family members that won't speak to me, that don't want to be in the same room with me, that do say similar stuff or send me, texts with similar expressions about individuals. And I think part of the challenge is it's just two different universes. If you are in a certain bubble and you get your information in a certain way, you only hear the negative. And sometimes it's not true and it's conspiracy theories. I believe the same is true a little bit on the right. On Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk was not necessarily my cup of tea politically, but I think from this platform, from Mark, from Sean, from others, just what he meant to the conservative movement, how he engaged, the type of person that he was. A lot of people on the left simply will not hear that. They just will not, they just cannot allow themselves to humanize the other side. And it's heartbreaking. I don't have the answer to you. I just find when I'm with my family, we don't talk politics sometimes. And when we do, those who don't want to do it leave the room.
Sean.
So I would say that first of all, it is telling again the party that claims that they're for tolerance doesn't want to have a discussion, and I think that's where I find it so fascinating.
Wow, both sides. That
But
is not a one-way street. Yeah.
it is a one-way street, actually, and it's a one-way highway because what has happened is over the last 30 years, it's the Republican and the conservative and the MAGA voices that have been shut out of discussion. They've been canceled, debanked, censored. So it is not, as we've discussed, no one's having a problem going on college campuses talking about liberal causes. It's no one's being fired for their jobs for supporting,
Oh,
AOC.
that's not true anymore now. It's not
Okay.
true at all.
Okay. So we'll take 30 years for 30 minutes. But I will say, so number one, that it's very telling about the discussion. Number two is I would say, look, one is you have a choice when you make a post like this. And two things come to mind. One is have the facts, right? So Charlie was all about the discussion. And if that's it, like, even if what they claim was true about Charlie or anyone else for that matter, it doesn't matter who it is. The point is that why can't we discuss it? If you don't like some policy or someone, just say, great, then let's discuss this. Like, inform me. Why am I wrong? Or why do you think this? But like, shutting down a discussion is the most unhealthy thing to do. And I think third is come to them with facts. Really, you know, here's what he did say, or here's what so and so is, here's what's in the tax bill. And then the last thing is, I always find the most disarming thing is just questions. Tell me why you believe that. What exactly did he say that offended you? Where is you get it? You know, where did you get that from? Or can you show me the link to that? But forcing their hand to show you what they're talking about, to me, exposes everything, right? And that's, again, either they want to have a discussion or they don't. But I think sometimes just disarming it, that's interesting that you think that way. Can you send me a link to that? Or do you have a site that shows that? Because half the time it's, I heard Rachel Maddow say it.
They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well, easier than a walk in the park, hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss an episode, be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America.
And don't forget, you can now listen to the morning meeting and Two-Way Tonight on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.